Hello and welcome back to the channel, here for yet another league race, this time in the GFC League, and we're racing on Austria today. We're in the Styrian Mountains for round 9 of 10 here in the league that I own. Coming into this, we were leading the championship by 2 points ahead of Tom Robbo, I think. And then Chilwatty down in P3. But really, here at Austria, I don't really have any expectations. I just really enjoy driving this track. See, the first lap puts us P4, P3, which instantly goes dropped to P4. So if you look back at the timings, we're down to P5. Harley's ahead of me, which I don't think I ever really expected, but honestly, fair play to the guy. He said this is his favourite track, so the pace definitely resembles that. Saying a time that's faster than me. I thought I'd do 3 laps here in Austria. It's the end of my second lap. You know, the track is about a minute long to do a lap, so I got a bit bored in the pits. Came back out to do a second run, and you can see that with this we stay P7, and because we do not actually improve. Despite finding time in sectors 1 and 2, we end up 2 hundredths down at the end. We're now down sitting in P10. I think that was, if we scroll back up. There we go, P10 at the moment. Behind Dazza, Panda, Harley, you know, these drivers that I would usually expect to be ahead of. Sort of my own expectations, I kind of say yes, you know, beat these guys. You know, you know you're quicker than them, so you kind of set yourself that sort of, I guess not an expectation with me, it's more of just a rough guide, sort of aim for here. This driver here, beat him. This driver here, you're not going to beat him. But if you do, fair play. So now prepared to start our final lap of session. 3.5 minutes left on the clock, pretty much the same time it always is when we come up to do our final lap. The DRS open as we head up to the line, currently sitting down in P14. That's actually says 16. Don't know where I got 14 from, unless I did say 14 and it changed. Okay, it's a little bit weird. So P16. Right now you can see behind Dazza and Bradley ahead of Connor and Hazard. We're 10th up at the end of sector 1. I learned in the race you can actually cut turn 1 pretty much exclusively, which would have been kind of helpful to know here, but as we come down now into turn 4, which is actually turn 3. There's only 7 corners here if you ask me, but FIA says there's 10. So we nearly get blocked by Rappel heading down through turn number 6, I think that is. And then through 7 you can see we're almost 3 temps up now. As we head through the right hander of turn 8, head up over the crest. On the top of the hill, 2 corners to go now. We've got to just chuck the car in here and hope that the back end sits. Could have used a little bit more curb there as well on the exit of both of those corners. We crossed the line up to P12. Find just over 3 temps as well in the end. But as we cut to the final timings, we're down in P14. Our 2 championship rivals are P1 and P2. So you can kind of see where this is going right now for this week. We haven't got the pace, which I didn't really expect to be this far down. There's a couple of new names. You're going to see Rain Man there. I think Bradley, it was his debut as well. Another driver I've raced with in CSGB. See, we're going to go medium soft. Seems to be the best strategy for non-top 10 starting. Just 20 laps and then 16 just to end off on the soft. Tyres can do it, I know that. I've done 14 laps before with tyres that I qualified on. To get going, Connor massively jumps to start. We also take avoiding action straight away to avoid the Alpha Tauri of Jay Wizzy, but we're up 2 places there off the line as we head into turn 1. Have Harley just ahead of us. I think we just pushed someone off track there, but they shouldn't try to go around the outside of me, so that's their own fault. You can see now, car behind, or 2 cars behind with a drive-through. We've also got Madchip, who we do think of here, coming into turn 3. Got a little bit defensive, just so he doesn't think of ascend.
Okay, that's a good start.
So we have lost out a little bit to the cars ahead, so we're going to try and stay with them. I was also trying to extend ahead of the Mercedes behind us, but you can see Connor absolutely sends it down into turn 4. And then loses the back end a little bit, wheeling around a bit, but that is a bit of a buffer now that we quite glad we have. Don't think it lasts too long though, as we head now down through turn 7 at the bottom of the hill. And as we on the exit, there we go, the Red Bull's off the track. doesn't hit the wall, so has survived that small bit, but I think as he comes back onto the track, he collects Geordie. No, it wasn't Geordie. Dominic, there we go. So we collect Dominic there, that's both of their races over then at the start. And just see a replay from when the lights went out. You can just about see my racing point. They're at the middle of the screen there. The second of the two, of course. After that bad qualifying. Head into turn 1. You see, we nearly get rear-ended by a Mad Chip. I think it's one of the Alfa Romeos or one of the Hasses that are forced to run wide at turn 1 at our expense. But, yeah, not the worst of starts. Definitely one of my better ones. Obviously gaining 2 places off the line. Something I think I've only ever done on one other occasion, and it didn't even count because the race had to be restarted. As now we just wait, now ready to go racing again here on lap 4. Still in P12, so no one at least ahead of me pitted. Of course, 2 cars now to the race. Safety car is back in the pit, so we're now waiting to get back to racing. So we finally go then just before turn 9, head down the hill, Harley runs wide. And then through turn 10 we absolutely send it over the curb. Flipping it over the floor, which loses us a lot of time. This we got a track limits warning. And lost 1 place to Mad Chip. Sounds a little bit annoying, but of course completely my own doing. I made the mistake there, so I paid for it in the end as well. Luckily managed to hold on to P13 now, ahead of J Steel. As we hop on to halfway around that lap now, you can see that is Rain Man off into the gravel. Wasn't the best of races for him. So I've seen what he can do. This one really didn't go to plan. Onto lap 7 then, so a couple laps later as we head down the hill. You can see a Ferrari off to the right, that is Pim Erb, or just Pim to you and me. Went off at turn 6 massively into the gravel. I think he did what George Russell did in the real race here, or the Styrian Grand Prix here, not the Austrian one. But I think may have broken his wing, which of course explained why he backed out massively there in the final sector. Now jumping forwards to lap 9 on the back of Mad Chip as we head up into turn 1. Of course you can still see I'm learning how much I can cut that first corner. DRS overtake and rich mix deployed as we exit the first corner, come up and now through the kick at turn 2. Mad Chip does not defend the inside, so we absolutely send it up there. Of course we were side by side before, so fair move. Got a little bit deep however, a little bit of a tap as well from the Mercedes. And as we head down the straight, we're in the middle, 3 wide once again. Normally when I'm in the middle there it does not end well, of course. Remember back to Vietnam and PSGL and Bahrain and OPR. It does not end well when I'm 3 wide in the middle. But luckily the other 2 both backed out of that, just to avoid anything major happening. Back up into P10 now. Once again Harley is the car in our sights. As we prepare, just a replay of that move then, you can just see the flashing light on the back of the Mercedes. He wasn't really pushing. Maybe didn't expect for me to be as quick in a straight line there. Nice camera shot there, as you see the car just sort of bobble up over the undulation. Because it's a very fun word to say. But on to lap 12. Still in P10, you can see both the cars ahead of us do have a time penalty, that being Dazza and Harley. As we close right to the back of the AlphaTauri. Of course, there are no teammates in this league. Everyone's driving for themselves. There's no Constructors' Championship. You can pick whatever car you want. Let's head down now, down into turn 4. You can see I definitely tried to lunge in there. I won't even try and hide my intention. I remember Harley has said to me at some point that he's always scared to fight me. Which I think I replied, why? You know, a battle's a battle. But I was actually quite happy that he fought me. He made my life a lot more fun. Obviously difficult. I want to get up through this field as quickly as possible. Only gaining 4 places now since the start of the race. But we head down the hill, then through turn 10, ready to start. One more lap here onto lap 13 as it will be when we cross the line. You can see DRS open though. We sort of have a look to the inside, but lift-offs very mildly into turn 1. Don't really want to make a move into turn 1. You're going to cost both of you time. And that'll just get you back either into turn 3 or 4. You can see there he does go defensive up the hill, but doesn't really try to fight it into the braking zone. So now up into P8, I believe someone pitted last time out and I just missed it completely. So we head now on to lap 14. Excuse me. Up behind Dazza now. So technically our teammate, but of course the only time where teammates are a thing is when you come into the pit lane. As we try and do the same thing as we tried to Harley, just have a little bit of a dive there into turn 4, which once again I wasn't good enough on the brakes, or they broke as late as me, so it kind of cancelled each other out. You can see my main goal here was to try and push Dazza offline. I knew if I could just force him to go a little bit wide for one corner, it would compromise him for the next couple of runs, especially through that middle sector, through sort of turn 4 down to 7. But he doesn't manage to hold his place.
Caution. The virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
Aggressive, or like more aggressive. But I am certainly gonna be more aggressive, even though I said I wasn't. Like, it's weird how it works, but it does. You know, just less tentative. We'll go with that. Now I see a move, I'm gonna go for it now. Essentially at this point, because now we are actually leading the race. We have Chelwati right up behind us, to which I have absolutely zero intention of fighting whatsoever. Similar to Canada last week, or yesterday as you saw the video. A couple cars, different strategies, no point in fighting them. So just stick behind and do what we can. As you can see, he's already having a massive gap, but then onto lap 20. So we dive into the pit lane there. We made it very clear before the race, anyone caught taking the racing line through our final corner and diving into the pit lane would be given a, I think, 10-second time penalty. Actually, it might have been a 3-second, I don't know. I know they're very different numbers there, see 7 difference, but we made it clear. See, myself and Hindle, who ran this league, also help with Ron Zeus and Pro Mayhem when he shows up. Which is a lot less now. But he has his reasons, so we can't fault him for it. You can see out of the pits, then we rejoin down in P10. Switch. Later that lap, he sees we come through the final corner. And absolutely terrified there. I honestly, after the race, I forgot where that happened. So just do stick around to the end of this race, because you're not going to be disappointed with the action. But I completely forgot. I probably would have shown it, like in the chat. I'd be like, "Yo, I nearly died here," but we just about avoid not Geordie, Bradley. I think it was in the Haas. As you can see now, we're on to lap 25, and Tom Robbo, who was in second place and had the pace to finish there, has unfortunately disconnected. He disconnected along with Bradley and one other who I can't quite remember. So apologies for that if you watch this. I've forgotten about you. But I know that you disconnected as well. 3 of them all at the same time. I think it was Mad Chip. I think they're both Mercs. And then once again up past Noah, up into P5 now. 2 places gained in about 3 or 4 corners. On to lap 26 now as well. So 10.5 laps left to go. And Tom Robbo, the closest to us in the championship, has disconnected. Apparently the Virgin internet servers died or crashed, or went down for maintenance or whatever. So I got a feeling the 3 that disconnected were all on Virgin internet, whereas we out here with BT doing our bits. So now on to lap 28, up into turn number 3. Very tight with Liam there on the outside as we try and get an exit like that will get us ahead. Doesn't quite work, so we come back at him now down towards turn 4. He doesn't defend the inside, so we take that. Brake later for him, of course. We have better tyres, so we're able to do that. Take the inside apex as well. Left space on the outside, just in case his car was still there. I wasn't 100% certain where his car was, so a bit of guesswork.
tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
In this Austrian Grand Prix, you'll see a move here. This is the move on Liam. So we head down towards turn number 4. See, one of 3 drivers, or technically he's tried to cover me off. But one of 2 drivers, 2 of 3, I guess. 1 of 2 or 3. They're not defending the inside as we move on to lap 32 now, down towards turn 4.
Safety car deployed. The safety car
And we have our 3rd very late safety car in, I think, 5 races here in this league. So of course we dive into the pit lane, as does the leader Chelwati. Raffle Liam also coming in. I believe Noah and Jay Wizzy stay out. They are the only 2. Nope, tell a lie, there's a Haas staying out as well. By the looks of things, that is, they'll come past me a little bit on the screen. So that's a lapped car, I think that's Bradley then. Of course, it's very difficult to tell who's in which car, as everyone's in different cars every week. As we exit the pit lane there, you can see Dazza there tries to give me the place, but he broke slightly after the second safety car line, so we don't actually get the place, so we have to then move over for him, slow everyone down, let him through. We had just under 3 seconds there as well for him to drive past, so that was not fun at all. So it's now down into P5. We were P2, and now we have 2 laps to go as we get ready to go green again, or go racing. Still ahead of Lisa, still ahead of Liam, but we now have Chelwati P3, Dazza of course up in P4 ahead of me. Leaders on Noah and Jay Wizzy. They did not come into the pits. Noah is on mediums, I believe. Jay Wizzy is on softs. I think it might be the other way around. I know one's on one side, the other's on the other. So down 3 turns, and this time we do not yeet it over the curb. We stay very much in line, just about get a good enough exit to not get overtaken down into turn 1. You can see Madchip's AI there, of course, disconnecting. So we get past him, get past Bradley as well, who nicely drives off the track for us at turn 1. We're now right up behind Daz as we head up towards turn 2 and turn 3. Once again, not defending the inside, so we're not going to say no once again. Dive up the inside. He does brake a little bit later, as he's of course very much entitled to. With the outside line you can brake later, carry more speed. But we're still on the inside now as we head down towards turn number 4. As we hit the brakes once again, braking later this time. Just about sneaking from the inside. We can use the exit as well, as my so-called teammate doesn't manage to fight us around the outside. At least they also got through there. During that time as well, Chelwati has gotten up into the ladies past Jay Wizzy and Noah, which we need to get past as soon as quickly now. So he goes defensive into turn 9. We head up over the crest, and just as the bout sling the all the way around the outside, and then Noah absolutely gets a massive tank slapper. He somehow holds on to that, as we now have 1 car left to get back up to where we were on track. However, Jay Wizzy does have this penalty, so we're not entirely concerned about what happens here. You can see overtake and Rich. We don't get DRS, and we are onto the final lap of the race. So there will be no rear wing opening going on this lap. If we want to get this position, we have to do it here now on the track. But of course, I know as long as we don't bottle it, we're going to get this P2 here. Just trying to do whatever we can to get past Jay Wizzy. But of course, wasn't necessary. But if the gap opened up, I was definitely not going to say no. You see we're so much quicker, and that's pretty much down to tyres. Jay Wizzy is not this much slower than me. It's simply down to the tyres. You can see we have a little look there into turn 9, nothing going on there. Again into turn 10, we have a little look on the inside just to scare him off a little bit, but don't get any opportunity. And on the exit, of course, full power mode. We crossed the line in P3, but only just. but takes P2 comfortably. Noah also gets the final step on the podium due to penalties. So there is another podium here. We now lead the championship by 1 singular point ahead of Chilwatty, and we have, I think, 18 points back to Tom Robbo. Of course, it's a massive shame for him. We're so close and now needs a miracle at tomorrow at the time of recording this. Of course, at Bahrain for the finale, which video should be out next week. Some point for that, but that will be it for today, of course. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, do leave a like and subscribe as well. Makes me want to continue, and also lets me know that you're enjoying the sort of content that you are. Of course, I'm still trying to improve these videos, as I know they're still not the best of qualities. So feel free to drop any comments down below. I will read and reply to any necessary, as well as give them a cheeky little like as well. Apart from that, that will be it from me today, and I will catch you tomorrow from DGL with the next video. I'll catch you then.